Hello and welcome. I'm Inverta Umbra, and this is Dwarf Fortress. Welcome back to Basement Born. Um, so here you can see I've already set up a few um, pre-building. Some of them are divided because I don't want to do the whole thing at once, and some I haven't quite set it up to be dug out yet. I've kind of left it cut off a little bit. But this is kind of how I want it dug out, and then I'm going to go all the way over here to build some workshops, or I'm going to go all the way over here and go down a little bit and maybe then build some workshops. The I can't remember what the exact tiling is, but I know the distance that dwarves hear noise when they're sleeping or whatever is something like 15 or 20 tiles, but that also counts for down as well. So if I go over and down to start my mining, hopefully I won't have too many unhappy dwarves. So you may also notice that there's now some music, and I'm testing it out, and I don't know how loud to make the volume or what, but let me know if you enjoy having the sounds on, or maybe you would like it just to have the little announcement sounds, which hopefully we'll hear some of today. Um, to me, it sounds a little loud, but I think it's just because it's in my headphones. In fact, let me see if I can turn it down just a smidge for myself. I hope it's at an acceptable level for you guys. Please let me know if it's not. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to establish, yeah, we're going to make sure that this gets dug out. Um, so that's going to be the dining hall, and eventually I want to expand it into this other section. But for right now, that's where I want it. And then I also want, I'm going to keep my miners busy. These are sets of 40, so each one of these little columns is about 40 rooms. So I think that should be enough, and right now we only need about 10. So I'm going to actually cut those off right there, so there's 10 rooms. And then this right over here is where I plan to put a mayor room, and this is just some miscellaneous noble rooms. Later I'll go into that, but if you're familiar with Dwarf Fortress, then it's the rooms I want to use for people like I can't think of them, captains of the guard and such, and leaders of squads, or anyone who just happens to earn a nice looking room. And these are all simple and plain. I may branch out and make something a little fancier later, but for right now, this is what I'm going to do. And for those of you who haven't played Dwarf Fortress and are thinking about picking it up, this is a lot more room than what you need for an individual dwarf. I like to give my dwarves nice spacious rooms. So going back, I haven't done anything else during this time. I know I did finally set someone to actually gather these plants, so hopefully they'll gather them, and that'll increase our food stockpile a little bit. Um, yeah, we're not low on food, but I would like a little more just to make me feel better. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's get everyone running around and doing their thing. Um, Another thing is, before I really get that dining hall set up, I'm going to need a mason dwarves workshop so I can get some stone furniture. One, I prefer stone furniture to most other kinds. If I could make stone beds, I would. But two, stone furniture tends to be higher value and make dwarves have nicer thoughts about it. So, let's see. Um, so we got this gold laying through, and what that gold's going to do, because I'm not going to mine it out, because eventually I want to engrave all these walls, and as of right now you can't engrave built walls, so I'm just going to leave the gold there for right now. But it's going to make some dwarves really happy with their rooms, because their rooms will have, flecks of engraved gold in there, so it's going to look really nice to them. So hopefully that'll be a nice mood modifier, and some of it's going to emboss our dining hall. Udil became a planter, and making the wooden crossbows has been completed. Cool. Let's see. Do we have crossbow bolts? Probably not. Ideally, you want to make those out of bone or some type of um, weapon metal. If you're curious what a weapon metal is, it's a type of metal that is weapons grade, which is all that is. Certain metals are good for making weapons and have um, better stats relating to it. Like copper is probably one of the best to make a crossbow bolt out of because of copper's, how common it is, and it is a weapons grade material, so it can penetrate armor. Um, I think there's like two metals that make better bolts, but they're either difficult to make or the difference between them isn't enough to really warrant going after them. So, yeah, that's how that goes. I will probably, if I have copper, now I don't know that I will, because it looks like I have a lot of gold, and this only said one metal, shallow, so that may be our only metal is gold. I don't know if gold crossbow bolts will work, but maybe we can use the gold to trade for some better things. So our dwarves, they're currently mining it out. They got the rooms mined out. Do I have beds ready? So let's go ahead and queue up. Oh, wrong button. J, then M, and let's queue up a new order. I want to make some beds. Construct beds. Let's make 20, just in case, because we should be getting a migrant wave soon. Um, and I'll give our manager something to do. Oh, what's going on with that guy? Why is he flashing like that? Let's check him out. Miner. Let's Lost in rage. Feels bitter after getting in an argument. Let's see if they felt your. Yeah, was annoyed to having a drink without using. Also, talking with a lover. Annoyed, lack of chairs. I guess he just got in an argument with his miner buddy or something. I've never seen that. Well, I'm hoping he's just gonna chill out um, and not cause any problems. Let's see here. So you'll notice in my design, I made a little nooks here in the sides. This is where I want to put some nice statues at some point. Anything that raises the value of the dining hall makes people feel better about the dining hall. Wonder if our carpenter has actually started making his beds. Yes, he has. So we just have one so far, but one's a start. Um, I could start taking out apart the beds that are in here. Let's see. Top side. Anybody doing anything? It doesn't look like it. Which animal are you? Are you cats? Oh, you're stray dogs. I was about to say. You shouldn't be there. Um, let's go into the zones. I'm going to go ahead and pasture the pigs over here, just to keep them out of the way. Oop, nope, I accidentally canceled one. And keep the boar there. I'll give some people something to do. Who are these two? They're part of the idler problem. Iden and Ash. Alright. Let me see if I can switch quickly over to my handy dandy dwarf therapist. Connect to the dwarves. And what's going on? Asked. You're a bower and you're a woodcutter. Now I have two woodcutters. You know what? You're going to gather some plants, because I need someone doing that. And Aiden, I believe, was the other one. You have no job right now. What's going on? Let me check real quick, make sure I got everything paused. Yes. Alright. I do have you set up for some later tier jobs, but what's something I could have you do now? Hmm. Hmm. Well, who's the other person? Um, you're our mason, or mason will start getting used soon. I don't want to start really engraving yet. You know what? If you guys don't have a job, you can both be plant gathering, and then I don't know what to tell you to do. Um, that's a new thing, or something I haven't seen. I can see what he's wearing. Hmm. Um, I don't know what to put you on. I almost want to put you on hunting, but I don't have the bolts for it yet. Uh, you know what? You're gonna be on hunting duty, and if I can get some bolts made, I will. All right, let's see. J M Q bolt. Wooden bolts. Let's make 99. Just have them making some wooden bolts. Actually, can I even make those in the carpenter's workshop? I may need the craft store's workshop. Mm, yeah, I think I need the craft store's workshop. Right. You know what? Let's build that. Oop, wrong thing. And then we're just gonna put that right here. I know this is the training room and everything, but we're just gonna do that right now. And that'll also allow me to do something a little bit later. I may move it before then, though. I don't know. Kind of want to dig some exploratory tunnels out here in this dirt layer, just because I want to see if there's any other type of dirt here. So I'm going to just dig straight up and down, see if it changes. Let's go check out the dining hall area. So the dwarves are still working at that. They've made good progress. Let's go ahead and build some beds. And we will set these up as personalized rooms for the dwarves. Um, I'll let them pick their own rooms. There's a few advantages to doing that. It also makes sure you don't double set up rooms for people. And is this finally getting harvested? So I've got 0 idlers. That's good for right now. Yeah, and it looks like we got at least one, nope, two, 3 dwarves out there? Yeah, 3 dwarves out there. What's our stocks looking like? So we've increased our plant stock a little more. Drink stock is starting to go down, but I don't think we're quite in danger just yet. But I am going to go ahead and... Oh, whoops. I'm sorry about that, guys. I just realized I had the therapist up. Okay, sorry about that. I haven't done that much on the screen. It's kind of mostly just looking around, and what you heard me talking about is what's going on. So yeah, I designated this to be Doug. Um, these guys are over here harvesting plants. Um, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go into this, go to that, and we're going to set up. I said make wooden bolts, so set up to 99. And then I'm going to add a new job, and we're going to make... Oh darn, I forgot now. It was something... I totally spaced on that. Oh, barrels. That's what I wanted to make. So I wanted to go ahead and we're not quite low on alcohol just yet, but I kind of want to get some barrels going. So I don't need to forge barrels. I just need to make some wooden barrels. So let's go for that. Um, 20. 20 is enough of those. Looks like 10 of the beds have been made. So let's go ahead and place those beds there. Alright, let's see. It doesn't look like the gold goes any further into the dining hall just yet. So, fortunately, it won't make the dining hall look that much nicer, but what's there will help. Um, and build that one. Alright, so that's enough beds for dwarves. Let's see if I can go ahead and, without causing too much of an issue. I do want to put doors on these. There's reasons not to, but for the same reasons, I like to give my dwarves lots of room to sleep. I like to have doors, so it makes everything look nice. Let's go ahead and set that there. Oh, has become enraged. She's fighting. I guess that's over. I didn't realize that I had a combat log going on. Um, maybe the reason he was enraged was he got hit by the other dwarf while mining or something. Sometimes weird things can happen, especially when dwarves are running into each other's movement paths. Which is why you don't want to have one wide hallways everywhere. Three wide is probably ideal, but it also creates a lot of pathing issues, so I'm going to avoid that. Let's see here. So they're done with that. Are they done with the dining hall? No, they're not done with the dining hall just yet. Where are the... So another screen we can use, the U screen. It tells us what everyone's doing. Ah, harvesting plants. Probably should take that off of him, but eh. So these barrels will also be used to store uh, food and stuff in them. So I think should be alright. I have two doors available to me. I must have made a few extras. So I'm just going to use them up here in this layer. I don't want to use them down in the stone layer because that's where I would want to use stone doors. So the miners are just tearing through this dirt. There's nothing that's... Dirt is pretty much the easiest thing to mine, except for I think sand's actually easier, but it's like slight. So this is the other reason I wanted to be careful about when I was digging out rooms, where I was digging them. He says damp stone's detected. If I go into D, you'll see all these blue areas, and it's because these areas above it are wet. But they're not actually a problem. Um, it just lets you know that there is somewhere nearby damp stone or damp material. Alright, let's let him get done with that. I think there's a way to ignore it and set it up so it doesn't do something like that, but you know what, I'm going to let it go. And it can save your fortress a lot of trouble in the future, especially when relating to warm stone. Alright, so it doesn't look like we have any different material on this layer, which is unfortunate, which means I don't have sand, which... Sand allows you to make glass, and glass is kind of a valuable thing if shaped right and everything and made by decent crafters. So we're probably going to be doing a lot of gold and... Well, obsidian's pretty nice though, so we can shape a lot of crafts out of obsidian. I believe it's at least semi valuable. If we really wanted to, I believe we can make swords out of obsidian that are pretty decent. Let's see. Alright, dining hall is complete. So I want you guys to start digging here. Keep my miners busy. And why not? Let's start digging here. I want to see if we have any nobles. We just have the expedition leader. Eventually, when we get, I think it's to a certain size, maybe about 20 dwarves, we'll get a mayor. And he will need a room that's specific to him. Which is kind of what I'm digging out there. I'm building a room for the mayor, kind of near where the other dwarves are. Let's see. I thought I heard a sound. But I'm digging near the where the other dwarves are, kind of like, because the mayor's one of the lowest of the low nobilities, uh, right before or right behind, I guess, the broker, manager, and chief medical dwarf and bookkeepers. Um, I guess all the ones on the screen are pretty much low nobility. Eventually, you'll start getting things like counts and captains of the guard and different high nobility, and they require very fancy rooms. Um, so hopefully we won't have to deal with those guys for a while. But I'm gonna try and preempt the mayor, just because if the mayor's not happy, he starts making demands. And we're a really new fortress. I don't think we're gonna be able to meet much demand. Let's see. Ideally, the river's at this corner. I wonder if I couldn't somehow make a well. Which I know we're below the river, but I was wondering if maybe I couldn't draw water down below. I don't know. That'll be something I think about in the future. Making a well is kind of a big undertaking, so I'm gonna hold off on that. So you're making the wooden bolts. How are we doing on wooden bolts? We've only got one more bed to be made, a lot more wooden bolts, and we're a decent way into wooden barrels. Uh-oh. I hear it. The combat is happening. Just have to remember how to get to the... Is it R? Yes, R. So, a black mamba. Okay, it looks like a stray dog's attacking the black mamba. Which, fortunately, the dog doesn't look like it's been bitten by it. Is hunting. He's hunting the weasel. Okay. Alright. It looks like we do have a butcher, so when he hunts that weasel, we'll be able to butcher the meat and tan the hide. I think that's the black mamba that was... Yeah, I think that's the... Right eye is fractured, right eye is torn open, tail is dented, head is dented, and body is dented. Alright, well, the dog managed to make a mess out of that without... It doesn't look like it got hurt. Let's make sure, no. Nope. Those two dogs... Huh. And those dogs will help keep things... Oh. Huh. Where's the... Okay. Let's see. I thought they were on the side right there. Sometimes it can be hard to see where the migrants are. Zoom to location. Alright, I just don't see them. I must be blind or something. Oh, there they are. Okay. They're across the brook, but I think they should be able to cross the brook without any issues. So let's let them come onto the map and before we see what they got. Um, oh, I think he's waiting there because I don't have a meeting area. Let's see. I think I could set one by zone. Normally you set them by table and you just set a dining hall, but I want to set an so a meeting area. Okay. Let's see if they'll all come down to here. Yep, looks like they're starting to come in. So how many dwarves did we get? Um, well, I already know there's some animals in there that I'm going to need to, let's see. Um, Guinea hens, I believe, do need it. Calf and lamb should all be up here. The duckling should be fine. So, these are all the guys we got. Let's do one more flip over. I think I'm going to stop here. But, let's see, flip over to that. And read dwarves. Alright, so it looks like we got about 5, which is alright. Pen, pasture, a large animal. So, let's see, what are their jobs? Gem setters, farmers, fishery workers, carpenters, farmers. Alright, this fishery worker, I'm going to leave him as a fish worker. If it was more dangerous outside, I would probably take it off fishing. But he can give us some extra food that way, and that'll give us some diversity. Um, but that's not all he's going to do. I'm going to figure out what else he's good at. Okay, bookkeeper. Law dwarf, he's weak. The reason you might want a weak law dwarf is sometimes a punishment a law dwarf has to give out is a beating. And if he's weak, he'll give out the beating, and then it won't hurt the dwarf in question too often. Sometimes you have to do what you can to save a dwarf. Um, Farmer, carpenter. So it says you're a carpenter, yeah, but you also have some farming skill. Um, Butchery. That's always good. We could use another butcher. A bone doctor. You know what? Let's see. You're gonna be a bone doctor. How good are you at the rest of the stuff? At least for right now. I think I'm gonna make you into that if we have an emergency situation. Oh, oppressor, armor user, shield user. I think you're going to be a warrior. You're currently a farmer. You do pressing and butchery, spinning. Hmm. Teacher, spear dwarf, armor user, ambusher. I think you're going to go hunting because you're going to get up your um, ambushing skill and a few other things, and then I may not make you into archery dwarf, but I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's see, we already looked over the fisher. Dodger. I think you're going to be another hunter, and this may mean that we're getting a lot of people who are hunters, but I intend to draft them later. Leather worker. So let's actually get a leather worker. So if we got a lot of people hunting, we can set up a leather working workshop and build some basic armor. It's nothing fancy, but might keep some people alive. And then other than that, um, soaper, but I don't really need that. Let's see here, herbalist, thresher, cook, or brewer. I have a feeling you're not going to be doing a lot of jobs. But anyways, so that's where we're going to leave it off. Switch quickly back to this. And so we got our first set of migrants, um, which is all right. I kind of got bad dice roll on it, but I think it's gonna work for us. And we already have rooms for him, so we got a total of 12. Well, we only have 10 rooms, so I might set up where I go ahead and open up the rest of these rooms, or open up another 5, or it'll be another 10. So we'll have room for 20. In fact, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So that's 4 and that's 5. Alright. Anyways, in the next episode, hopefully we'll get started on that, and maybe if I can get a workshop area built up and a mason's workshop set up, I'll put the tables and stuff in the new meeting hall. Maybe our dwarves will start throwing parties. Who knows? But thank you for joining me. I'm Inverter Umbra, and this is Dwarf Fortress Basement Born. Have a good one.